Updates Television. I am Adanna Combie. And in studio, we have two beautiful guests, Miss Danicia Morris-Rouse. She's an associate professional in the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities, and Transportation in the Program Coordination Unit. And we also have Miss Jael Morgan. She is the Junior Secretary for Tourism. Today, of course, they're going to be talking about International Youth Day, and they're also talking about Tourism Summer Youth Awareness Program, Know Your Island Tour as well. So good morning, ladies, and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Right. So tell us why you're here, what we're talking about today. Give us some insight on the international. Let's start with International Youth Day. Mm-hmm.
So International Youth Day is an event that is commemorated every year by the United Nations. It is an event that is geared at empowering youth and recognizing their contributions to society. So we just want to celebrate that, and usually the program coordination unit would target children that are a bit older, so secondary school children. But this year we're switching it up a bit and we're targeting the younger kids, so 7 to 14 years.
Right. And what kind of activities are they going to be engaged in?
So over the past 2 days, they would have had a virtual camp. So online we would have had sessions about sustainable tourism and the environment and the basics of tourism, so they would get a nice feel for it.
Right. And when is International Youth Day celebrated?
It is actually celebrated on the 12th of August, which is tomorrow. But, we want to do it early. We want to be the first people in the world to celebrate it. So,
right. Of course. And of course, I see also Ms. Danicia. Tell us a little bit about what else we can expect from these celebrations or these programs and initiatives for particular International Youth Day.
So let me just dress back a bit. So the Summer Youth Awareness Program, that's what we call these programs that happened on the past 2 days until now.
Right.
And we culminating with an island tour today. So the children have learned about the different sites and attractions, and now today they are going to get to see it. They get to see the sites and attractions, of a historical nature, of a cultural nature, and they would be able to experience it and have lots of fun today. Of course, this program was held by the Program Coordination Unit of the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities, and Transportation, which is headed by Mrs. Sandra Ortoni. And of course, the idea of an island tour was the brainchild of the Secretary of Tourism, Councillor Danicia Morris, and we have had immense support from them as well as the administrator, Mr. Suresh Dugu, who has supported us a lot in this program. We have been charged with helping to plan and organize and execute the program, and we have had immense support from our members at the Division of Tourism.
Well, that is really good. Tell me about the subscription. How many children did you have participating? I know you said it was a virtual camp.
Yeah.
So how many children did you have participating?
But initially we catered for just 60, and we had an overwhelming response of over 143 students on. So that's the amount that we are going to take on both the northeast side.
On the island tour?
Yes, the southwest side on the island tour.
So how many maxis you have to book for all these children?
We have 7.
7.
Yes.
Right, wow. And this is the age group between, you said, 7 and 14?
Yes.
Wow, this is really amazing. This is really good stuff. And I see the island tour is called Know Your Island, Know Your Island Youth Tour. So tell me some of the things that are expected or what they would have learned during that period that they can identify when they go, or is it that they're going to learn as they go on the island tour?
Well, they're going to see what they would have learned the past few days, and then they would learn more because they're going to actually have a hands-on experience. So what was taught about how to deal with tourists, the importance of tourism and careers in tourism, now they would actually see how it is displayed physically, and they would also be able to go to sites and attractions that are not as popular. So that's what will happen today.
So if there's a child that who didn't participate in the camp, but they're hearing all of this now, right? Like as a parent, I'm hearing all of this. It was so exciting. And my child did not participate in this camp. But I'm thinking I want my child to go on this island tour because I mean, knowing about your island and the tourist destination, the tourist sites and stuff, interacting with the actual artifacts and stuff is something that we really should encourage our children to do. So if I wanted to get my child subscribed, is it possible or is it restricted to the students who participated in the camp?
Well, it was initially restricted to the students who signed up for the camp, but we opened it up. As you could see, we had a summer youth awareness for flyer, and then we had another one that was just for the Know Your Island tour. So persons were able to sign up. I mean, parents and all are coming on the tour today because they were very interested when they heard. Well, it's a surprise, but they got a tidbit of
I know you
some
can't
of the
keep
places.
things too secret in Tobago, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you're saying that parents are also going to be on this tour as well?
Yes, parents, and some are even driving behind. Those that aren't on the buses are driving behind.
Right. And tell me the areas that you're going to cover, because I heard you say north, and so tell me some of the areas you're going to cover on the tour.
Well, on the northeastern tour, we're going to stop off at places like the Heritage Park in Pembroke, Studley Park, and we're going to pass and have lunch in the rainforest. So, yeah.
Yes, and on the southwestern end, we are going to see sites like the Sorbet facilities, Mount Irvin. We're going to pass at one of the persons who presented One Love Arts. We're going to pass at their center to look around. We're going to drive through the plantations. It's a fun, full experience on the south side as well.
So are the tours happening simultaneously, or are you going to the southwest first and then the north? How is it happening?
Simultaneously.
Oh, so if I want to participate, am I going to decide, well, I want to go southwest or I want to go, that's how it works?
Yes, a lot of persons would have indicated what side they wanted to go, and then some people want to be surprised today, so when they come, they'll be assigned.
So whichever.
Yes.
I'm sure you have high subscriptions on the northeast side.
Yes.
That's the side I would want to go, because I mean the northwest, the southwest is more common, although you don't always go to the sites, but it's more accessible and it's more common for most of the population. So I would have gone to the northeastern side. But this is really interesting, and you said it's happening today, right? And where is pickup?
By the Esplanade. Pick up and drop off is by the Esplanade. And they'd have to say bye-bye to the parents who aren't coming. They'd go on the tour and then they'd come back and just give the parents all the information they had. So I hope the parents are prepared to hear talking whole evening.
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
I know how that goes.
And the tours would also be guided by tour guides. So the Tobago Tour Guide Association would have given us the itineraries. So they would be on the maxis as well, guiding us.
Yeah, Mr. William Trim really came through for us.
Right, I'm happy to hear it. Because of course we need all the support, corporate support, all the partners to join on board to ensure that we promote our tourism, even domestically, and it's a very good thing that you guys are doing, which is educating our young ones about the tourism things that we have right here in Tobago that we're trying to sell abroad. So once we have the children understanding it, it's an easy sell as we move up with it. What time are you expected to be back in town at the Esplanade?
Yeah.
Okay. Will lunch be provided, or are they expected to work with their own lunch?
With their own lunch as well, but of course on the way they would be getting the treats.
Right.
And yes, the division will have sponsored little snack bags.
Right.
Yes, and those who are going on the northeastern side, they're actually going to get dirt oven treats. So all of
See
that.
why I said I would be going to the northeast side if I was on this trip?
Yeah.
I just knew it. And of course, there's a price attached. People, is $60 per person to board the maxis to go on board this tour, which is Know Your Island Youth Tour International Youth Day Excursion, ages from 8 to 13 or 7 to 14. Tobago is indeed the greatest little island on the planet. So come with us to experience some of Tobago's treasures. Right? The package, of course, includes, I see, transport to all the sites, the tour guide, of course. And of course, you didn't mention the T-shirts. So tell them about the T-shirts.
So I have one of the adult T-shirts right now. So at the back, it actually says, Know Your Island Tour. So all of the parents would have gotten this T-shirt, but the children, they would have gotten a orange or a blue T-shirt with the same thing, but it's all dry fit because we know they're going to sweat. They have to walk about and really experience it. It's an experiential tour. So, yes, we catered for all of that.
Right, this is really good stuff, guys. Of course, the Know Your Island Tour takes place today, International Youth Day is tomorrow, 12th, and we're celebrating. They started the youth camp on the 9th.
Yes.
And culminating today with the youth tour. Of course, we're celebrating International Youth Day with this island. So no better way, of course, than to get your youth to know their island, know things about their islands, discover treasures that they might have heard of in storybooks, they might have heard from their parents. So, of course, they're going to go on this tour today to discover some of these things. Is there anything else you want to tell our viewers and listeners before we wrap?
Well, I would just like to say, especially to parents looking on, please try to get your kids involved in tourism. We know that it is our bread and butter in Tobago, and we need all hands on deck from as early as possible.
And ladies and gentlemen, of course, that is your youth secretary. That is your junior secretary, right? Telling you there, we need to get our youth involved and on board, right? So if you didn't hear it before, you heard it today. The Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities, and Transportation hosted a youth summer program, right? And they're culminating today with an island tour, Know Your Island tour. So the young people will be taken across the island of Tobago and they will be exposed to some of our treasures here right on the island. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Miss Jael Morgan and Miss Danicia Morris-Rouse, right? And they are representing the Division of Tourism, and they've given us all the information we need to get our children and, of course, some of the parents, if you are interested, on board. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we wrap this segment of our interviews. Of course, before we go to a break, we ask you to
share the life, share the life, share the life.